This week we're going to take a look at the latest crop conditions and progress here across the U.S. We're going to turn our attention to weather as we approach harvest here in just a few weeks across the Midwest. We are going to look at harvest progress in Brazil then, and wrap things up with a long-term review of December corn futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We moved in the last half of August here, and this market remains exceptionally volatile. Let's start out this week taking a look at the latest crop condition updates from the USDA. USDA came out on Monday this week and pegged good to excellent at 60%. Notice that's down a point from last week. It's well below 71% at this time last year. We did see some deterioration across parts of Illinois, Missouri, Kansas. Notably, we did see an improvement there up in North Dakota. We did see some improvement across Michigan and Ohio. Let's take a look at our aggregate crop condition index here. Notice it's at a season low here, highlighted there. Again, between now and the end of the growing season here, there's still room for volatility in that index. We'll track this for you over the next few weeks. Let's take a look at crop progress now. We're looking at corn dented. The crop this year is moving a little bit faster than normal here. We're at 29% dented here. Usually at this time in mid-August, we're about 25%. U.S. corn dented on average increases about 32% between August 16th and the 30th. So all else being equal, we'll be approaching 60% nationwide by the end of the month. Of course, we're still keeping a close eye on weather. Let's take a look at the latest short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Of course, the big headline event here toward the end of last week and this weekend was the excess rain. What T-storm did with this chart here was look at the last 15 days. You can see there across central Illinois, most of Indiana, and all the way into western Ohio, tremendous volumes of rain. Difficult to determine what the impact on crop production might be, but definitely a historic event across a wide area. What about looking forward? Looking here into Sunday of this week, a little bit lighter, fortunately, lighter totals here, about a quarter inch to 3/4 of an inch here across that green area. Now what about temperatures? It looks like it's going to cool off here into late month as some fronts move down from the north. So it looks like it's going to be cooler and a little bit drier here short term. Let's quantify rainfall now over the next 2 weeks. You can see it's much drier. Normally we're looking for some rainfall in August for grain fill, but this year I think we've got plenty of rain over many areas, although some of those areas up in the north probably still could welcome some rain. But you can see most areas are going to be drier than normal the next 2 weeks. Let's shift gears now and look at harvest progress in Brazil. Of course, as we approach harvest here in the U.S., they're winding down the second crop corn harvest in Brazil, about 85% done nationwide. Now as we approach September here, look for exports to really start to ramp up out of Brazil. Of course, those exports will compete directly with U.S. shipments. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn. December corn, as we tape here on Tuesday, have rebounded to $4.90 a bushel. Notice even between now and harvest, however, we've seen years where that market has increased and we've seen where it's decreased significantly. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement and avoid price prediction. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.